everyone, welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a story time style video for you. I've been meaning to do this for quite a while because it does spread an important message, but also because I really enjoy kind of creating and watching these style of videos. So as you can tell by the title, this is going to be about being catfished and whether or not I was actually catfished. So how this started was, it was when I was quite young. I was around, I would say, 10 or 11 years old, and I joined a website. Now this website was called, what was it called? It was about dolls and you could dress them up, and it was like a fashion kind of website thing to go on. So it's a really childish kind of website to go for, but it was based on my age, basically 10 to 11, and I cannot remember the name of it, but it was these little dolls and you could dress them up and you can create like your own little house and stuff like that. So I was on this website and I got talking to a guy, which should have rang kind of alarm bells from then, because this guy was on this website. He was a little bit older, I think he was around 15 or so, or 16, and he was on this website for dolls and dressing up dolls. So I started chatting to him and we swapped MSN emails, or kind of logons for the MSN, and we started chatting on there, and now we would chat every single day. We would chat kind of, I would go to school, I would run home, go onto the computer, I would start chatting to him, and we spoke for roughly 10 years we spoke. So it was when I was around 20 or 21 that I kind of not lost contact with him, but it was when MSN kind of stopped working and they took it away, and we'd obviously exchanged numbers and everything, but we never really text that much. So we spoke kind of every single day for 10 years. Now these conversations would range from anything to how we were feeling. They would get sexual. They would be just kind of random conversations that you would have with your best friends, or random conversations that you have with your boyfriend and stuff like that. So it was quite a different variety of conversations. From that, I never actually learnt that much from him. So I learnt that his name, which I'm not going to say on camera, but I learnt his name, I learnt where he was from, but it was things like his first name, and it was things like an area that where he's from, but not the actual kind of pinpointed location of where he lived or anything like that. I learnt from his friends and stuff like that, but I did speak directly to his friends, but it was through his account basically, so it could have been very kind of, it could have just been him talking to me kind of thing. And so I had little information other than roughly his age, his first name, and where he lived basically. So from that, from kind of MSN kind of ending and just chatting on like the phone and stuff like that, we spoke kind of randomly. You know, we kind of spoke every month or so. Then it went to wishing each other happy birthday, to Merry Christmas and stuff like that, to not really speaking at all kind of thing. We just didn't have any conversations with each other. And this kind of then went to me round about 6 months ago or so. I actually sent a message to him, a text message, and I got no response. So I was a bit like, that's weird. So I then decided to send an email to him, because obviously either my number might have changed or his number might have changed, and I might not have updated him, or he might have not updated me. And I sent an email to him, and this email bounced. I've never had an email bounce before, but it just came back with a message saying that this email is no longer valid kind of thing. So I was a bit like, that's really weird, you know, like why isn't the email working? And obviously at this point I didn't have him on anywhere. I had him on no social media. The only ways of contacting was phone or email. I've never tried calling the number either, because we've never spoken on the phone, which is another thing. So for me this was like really weird that this, like, we just kind of cut off all kind of information, or like all contact basically. But the reason I wanted to get into it is because nothing happened, so I never sent any pictures to him, or the conversation obviously did get a little bit sexual and a little bit kind of raunchy and stuff like that, but that I think was my age kind of at the time. Obviously I grew up talking to him. The other thing is as well, I spoke to him a lot about kind of me personally, through like my depression and my anxiety and stuff like that. So he saw the worst version of me, he saw the best version of me kind of thing. And to this day I still don't know if I was catfished or not, because obviously We never met up, we never spoke in person. I saw one picture of him which wasn't like a face on picture or anything, it was a picture that you could have easily got offline kind of thing to put on there. And that's it basically, that's all the information I have on him. That was kind of what I have to go by or anything like that. So for me, I don't know whether it was being catfished, and I don't know whether this person was real. I don't know whether this was an actual proper person. Like, someone would actually spend 10 years of their life talking to somebody, like, you know, it just seems a little bit weird and a little bit odd and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to know, and I've always wanted to kind of like find out whether this person does exist and whether they're real, but I wouldn't know where to start because obviously their email doesn't work anymore. I don't want to call them just in case anything goes wrong, or like, you know, it's not their number or something. And yeah, that is kind of like my story of whether or not I was catfished. So the reason I wanted to create this video is because I wanted to raise awareness of talking to people online and talking to strangers. If you do find that you are kind of in the position where you are talking to people online, which is extremely easy, I do it daily with my blog and with kind of like my social media and stuff like that. You know, I can put out a picture and someone could comment on it and I'll start chatting to them and stuff like that. So it's very easy to do in this kind of day and age. So if you are kind of talking to someone online and it does get a little bit weird, or you do find it's a little bit strange and stuff like that, you need to really be made aware of like the signs and the route to go down if you are kind of talking to someone like that. So you should never send, obviously you should never send things like pictures online. You should never kind of talk to someone online if they make you feel uncomfortable and you feel like you shouldn't be doing something, then don't do it. If they ask you personal information can be anything, where you work, where you go to school, like where you go for your Sunday afternoon and stuff like that. That is personal information. You don't want to give out any details where they can track you down, whether they can find you and stuff like that. Get more information out of them from just their first name and their location. You know, get their like full name. Try and find them on social media. They've got social media accounts. Make sure they've got a good kind of friend group there and stuff like that, and they're active on their social media. Make sure that you know kind of more information than just their name, basically, like me, and dedicate like 10 years of your time to this person and not kind of speak to them anymore. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I'm going to leave linked below some like websites that I found helpful if you are kind of dealing with that, ways of like blocking them on social media, ways of like dealing with them, like going to the police and stuff like that if it goes any further. But yeah, I just wanted to do this video today for a little story time and get your views and opinions on whether or not I was catfished. If you think I was catfished, then please leave me a link, comment below, saying whether you think I was catfished or not. I believe I was, but then deep down I kind of don't want it to be, because I did invest a lot of emotion into this person. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!